It's Tyler. I'm Tyler. I am Tyler. So today I'll be talking about 5 tips for incoming college goers, freshmen, first years, and I'm just really excited to share this with you because being a first generation college student, I had so many questions coming in. So I found myself looking at videos like this, and now it feels good to recognize my growth and see that now I'm able to actually make these videos because of one, the knowledge that I've obtained in college and the skills. So it's just really fun. I'm excited. Let's get going. Tip number 1, be social. I know that's probably a given, but no, seriously, be social, go out and make friends. You probably heard the expression, the friends that you make in college are friends for life. Well, it's true. I think. I haven't graduated college, so I don't know. You might be like,
Tyler, well, how will I make friends?
Easy. All you have to do is be friendly. Introduce yourself. Come up with a fun fact. Come up with a talking point. Just figure out some things you like talking to people about. That aren't just the weather or where you're from or. But also, everyone shits on small talk. But sometimes you just want to know someone's major. Sometimes you just want to know where someone's from. And that can start a whole conversation. I hate people who hate small talk. Small talk isn't bad. Just have to make it meaningful small talk. Because what else are you going to talk about when you first meet someone? Your childhood trauma? No. But for me, for example, I love television. So when I meet someone or when I'm making conversation with someone, I make it a point to ask them what they're watching. And that's because I genuinely care. Other ways you can make friends, join clubs. I met all of my friends, all of my closest friends through clubs or other friends. You just have to really put yourself out there and make an effort. I'm actually going to do a video all about making friends in new places because I think this is something that people don't talk about as much. Tip number 2, be smart about classes. Now, what I mean by that, 1,
Go to class.
Go to class. Go to class. Go to class. Go to class. Just go. Just get in the habit of going. You're paying for it. Go. Fine. It should be a rapper.
No, but seriously, go to class. So at my school, University of Chapel Hill, University of National Champions, you might have heard of it, won a basketball championship. Well, we won a few, Michael Jordan went here, We have a bunch of general education classes we have to take. So when you're exploring and trying to figure out what you want to major in, make sure you're kind of ticking those general education classes off. So just be smart and try to plan out your gen eds. I know some people who planned out their entire college class breakdown freshman year. I didn't do that, but once I got to sophomore year, I started planning out more because that's when I figured out sort of what major I wanted to have and classes that interest me, and I made a Google spreadsheet, and I think that might be helpful for some. See if I can get it in the corner, but yeah, it's a way to kind of look at the bigger picture, and that really helps me because when you have a major and a minor and they're kind of very different and they have different requirements, you want to make sure you're fulfilling both of them and moving towards your goals. So yeah, I definitely recommend making a spreadsheet and just filling it in. Tip number 3, ask for help when you need it. There are so many resources out of college. You have academic advisors, peer advisors, residential advisors, peer mentors, teachers, professors, TAs, counselors, anything. There are so many resources. Ask for help. There are people who want to help you. There are people like me who feel as though it's their obligation to give back and help people know the things that they wish they had known. Find us and ask us. And don't feel like you have to go through college all alone. Lean on people, and that will just make your time so much less stressful, because when you keep things bottled in and you keep all your problems to yourself, especially problems that someone else has probably gone through and can help you get through, you're just gonna explode. So please ask for help when you need it, and don't feel like it makes you stupid to ask for help or it makes you dumb to ask for help. Whenever I'm in class and I have a question, it's the teacher's job to explain stuff to me. I am paying you to teach me. So if something in your methodology isn't working for me to understand the point that you are trying to make, then we need to have a conversation about that. And I need you to explain it in a different way. But your teachers aren't mind readers, so they're not going to know if they're not explaining something correctly. So you have to be vocal about, hey, I didn't understand this. Hey, can you explain what you mean? Especially art teachers. Art teachers are very boo-boo, like, they can be just talking. And I'm like, oh, bring it back in. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, so please do not be afraid to do that in any class, because you are paying for it. Like, get your money's worth. You really just want to sit there confused after you paid how many thousands of dollars to come to this class? Like, girl, boy, do better. Ask questions. Tip number 4, build relationships. Now, this is a little different from being social. What I mean by this is build relationships with people in your network. So once you do decide on a major, make sure you're friends with people, like you befriend people within that major, so you can start building your community around your like professional academic interests. So I remember I started off college as a public policy major, and I remember in one of my classes, it was so nice. I knew probably like half the people in there. Plus, I had like a really solid group of like 5 girls who I'd had classes with before, built relationships with, and we all were able to help each other study, help each other with different like things and problems that came up. I've had 2 professional internships like in the real world. And I will tell you something that is such a common theme in all the people that I talk to. It is not what you know. It is truly, truly who you know. Because so many times I've asked someone, like, oh, how'd you get this job? A friend that worked at this place told me they were hiring. A friend did this. A friend helped me get this job. Make some valuable friends. Build those relationships with people. Also, build relationships with your professors. Go to office hours. Sometimes they just sit through those office hours all alone, bored, waiting for someone to come in. So go in and like just talk to them. Like, and you can tell which professors you're gonna vibe with more. But I remember there's this professor that I just loved so much because she was so easy to talk to, down to earth, amazing, just a really fun person to be around. So I would go to her office hours and we would chat, and she would like, we'd talk about things not even related to public policy. Like, I told her about my study abroad plans and she gave me some advice with that. And had I continued doing public policy, I'd be going to that woman for recommendations and asking her for advice for different think tanks to work at. And they just have so much knowledge, and you should try to absorb that knowledge and try to get to know them because they're really fascinating people. Tip number 5, last but certainly not least, be yourself. That sounds so cliche, but no, seriously, be yourself. But also recognize that you're growing and changing, and give yourself freedom to become who you're going to become at the end of these 4 years. Explore things that you didn't have the opportunity to explore in high school. So for me, that's really student television. Like, I always had this passion to act, but I knew I didn't really want to do musicals or stage plays. So student television is the perfect thing. Don't let one thing become your identity. For instance, when I entered college, I did an activity that I had done like all throughout high school, mock trial. And recently, last year, I realized that it just wasn't for me. It didn't interest me. It didn't excite me like it used to. And when I realized that I shouldn't do it anymore, it was kind of a scary feeling, because it was going to be the first time in like 6 years that I'd not done mock trial. It's like, whoa, who am I without mock trial? I'm Tyler, the girl who does mock trial. But no, I'm Tyler, the girl who enjoyed doing mock trial. You know, like, it's okay to enjoy doing things. It's okay to like doing things, but don't let them become who you are, you know? I feel like that's when it gets hard to let them go. Like, keep a fluid, like, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. And if I like it, I'll keep doing it, but it won't become me, you know? So those are my 5 tips for entering college. Please comment below if you found any to be especially helpful or especially difficult, let me know what you think about it. And if you're older and you have some tips, comment those down below to help the freshies, you know. And also, if you like this video, if you learned even one thing, like it, subscribe to my channel for more content. I'm gonna have some cool fashion videos coming up and more informational tips and tricks videos as well. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening.